Greetings, fellow adventurers, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome, everyone, to our latest video where we'll be exploring Erzgebirgisch. Erzgebirgisch Standard, Erzgebirgisch. Arzgebirgsch is an East Central German dialect, spoken mainly in the central or mountains in Saxony. It has received relatively little academic attention, due to the high mobility of the population and the resulting contact with Upper Saxon, a high emigration rate and its low mutual intelligibility with other dialects. The number of speakers is decreasing. Now, let's shift our perspective and explore language area and history from a different angle. As the following sections will show, Erzgebirgisch is very close to Upper Saxon but also has commonalities with Upper German dialects. As of today, the Erzgebirgisch area comprises roughly the districts of Mittweida Southern Area, Stolberg, Central or Mountain District, Annaberg-Buchholz, Freiburg South and Auschwitzenburg. Some more speakers live in the town of Liechtenstein, in the Chemnitzer Land District. Another community live in the Upper Harz Mountains in the Tossel-Zellerfeld region, Lower Saxony. Their ancestors were miners and emigrated in the 16th century. Here it is referred to as the Upper Harz dialect. Up to 1929, Erzgebirgisch was also spoken in other parts of Mittweida and Freiburg, in Chemnitz, Zwickau and in the extreme west of the Wieritzkreis, but these areas are now dominated by Thuringian Upper Saxon dialects. Until 1945, the bordering Sudetenland also harbored some Erzgebirgisch speakers, namely in the Cotton-Dupper area, in whose dialects an anthology of words, proverbs and anecdotes was published. See references. After World War II, these speakers had to leave Czechoslovakia and settled down all over the FRG and the GDR. This meant that dialect usage was reduced to the family homes, entailing a shift to the local varieties of their new hometowns. No official attempts to create an orthography have been made. Nevertheless, there are countless short stories, poems and songs written in Erzgebirgisch. The Sächsische Heimatverein guidelines to writing in Erzgebirgisch were established in 1937, but are by and large not respected by the majority of authors. This means that linguistic analysis of this dialect has to be done in a field work setting with native speakers. An additional threat to Erzgebirgisch is the popular misconception that Erzgebirgisch was a hillbilly variety of Saxonian, which is an issue for conservation efforts. Erzgebirgisch is classified as a Central German dialect in linguistics, but also includes Upper German features. As we progress, let's zoom in on linguistic features and examine its role in shaping our overall narrative. Many of these languages show a tendency to substitute the German verbal prefix bei der Erzg, and bear, or verbear, and Swabian, e.g. Westerschub, der Schlung German to slaughter, der Zelm German to tell, to narrate. Extended use of the particle phi is typical for Upper German and popular in Erzgebirgisch. Furthermore, German corresponds to in the mentioned varieties, e.g. Westerschub, Hus, and German corresponds to, and in the coda, following a long vowel, is regularly deleted in Erzgebirgisch, e.g. Lichtenst, Husg. Rarely, this is also found with monosyllabic words with a short vowel, which undergo compensatory vowel lengthening in the process, e.g. Lichtenst, man. Another typical feature of Upper German is the apocope of schwa and e.g. Lichtenst, Riedels. The following table illustrates the similarities between Erzgebirgisch and Upper German dialects. Thuringian Upper Saxon is listed as a control parameter. Areas marked with a tick means that the feature is present in most subdialects, whereas areas marked as partial are only found in border areas. Now, let's shift our focus to subdialects and embark on an intellectual exploration of its various dimensions. Eastern Erzgebirgisch dialects indicate negation with whereasn't is used in the West. However, this subdialectal boundary is not clearly demarcated. Thus, both forms are found in the town of Liechtenstein, which lies on the northwestern dialect boundary, although ni is perhaps more common. In both Eastern Erzgebirgisch and in the Liechtenstein dialect, word initial clusters and in Standard German as realized as and respectively, e.g. glee small, knuckle bone. It is not possible to include the Upper Harz varieties in either of these groups. Furthermore, there is a strong influence from the neighboring non-Erzgebirgisch dialects in the region bordering Mainish, which makes subclassification cumbersome. Through the summarizing of these findings, 4 dialects can be listed. Dialect present area historic area Eastern Erzgebirgisch Mittlerer Erzgebirgskreis, districts of Annaberg northern half, Mittweida south, Freiburg south, districts of Freiburg northwest, Mittweida west, Diepoldeswald western fringe, city of Chemnitz, Sudetenland around Kaufernberg western Erzgebirgisch districts of Alschlusenberg, Annaberg southern half, Sudetenland triangle from Graslitz through Schlagenwald to Pressnitz northern Erzgebirgisch rural districts of Chemnitzer land region, Liechtenstein, Stolberg city and rural district of Zwickau Upper Harzisch Klostol Zellerfeld region, and Sankt Andresburg Lower Saxony. In this section, we'll be deep diving into phonology, unraveling its complexities and uncovering valuable insights. As mentioned above, there is no unified orthography. In order to render the language data close to their actual pronunciation, the following conventions have been established. As we enter this new phase, let's analyze consonants from different angles and evaluate its significance. The rendering of the consonants follows the notation commonly used for Bavarian. The following table lists the phonemes of the most important Erzgebirgisch dialects, with the IPA value and the corresponding character used in this article. No subdialect shows phonemic contrast between postal-volar and retroflex. They have one or the other. An important sound change in Erzgebirgisch is found with respect to when precedes a velar consonant, a is inserted in between. As an example, Old German mountain is pronounced. Since this phonological process is completely regular, it is not reflected in orthography as normally realized as a velarization of the preceding vowel. However, for the sake of clarity, this article will use throughout. Let's now venture into the realm of vowels and explore the fascinating intricacies it holds. The writing of the vowels presented here follows in part the official Schweizerdeutsch orthography. The orthographic representation of a vowel follows after the IPA characters, if different. No subdialect has both or followed by is pronounced as, but still written as. Close back vowels are often rather unrounded. Vowel length is indicated by doubling the vowel sign in writing. All vowels with the exception of and are, that is that the back vowels, are more front, and the front vowels are more back than in standard German. Short vowels preceding a stressed syllable are reduced to a schwa, e.g. grammars. A short vowel preceding a r is lengthened, e.g. Erzgebirgian dialects spoken at higher altitudes, is often realized like the pronunciation as is the default case for closed syllables. This might be due to overgeneralization of a pattern found in adjacent Saxonian dialects. Now, it's time to shift gears and explore stress. Erzgebirgisch has lexical stress. There is a tendency to stress the first syllable even in French loanwords, where standard German stresses the final syllable, e.g. bureau office, but loanwords which follow the standard German pattern are more numerous, e.g. Driedware sidewalk from French. Moving on to the next segment, we have gender. Erzgebirgisch numbers 3 genders, masculine, feminine and neuter. Most Erzgebirgisch idioms have the same gender as their standard German equivalents. Gender Erzgebirgisch standard German Gloss Spl. Masculine man Mann and Jung boys Baum trees feminine Frau f woman sub f subs tash f bags neuter kind and children dried were gesti sidewalk tunnel mern. Tunnel. Our focus now turns to case, an important aspect of our discussion. In distinction to standard German, the Erzgebirgisch genitive is no longer productive. Other constructions have to be used to indicate possession. For animate possessors, a construction involving the possessor in the dative and an agreeing possessive pronoun is used in Besigner. For inanimate possessors, a construction involving German von is used. A third possibility is compounding. Examples: Northwestern dialect. One von sein hitzgde Hans sein Fubank the gen. Hans his footbench, Hans his footbench. To the Fenster von den Haus, the windows of the house. Die Fenster des Hauses, the windows of the house. The only case marking available for nouns is dative plural, which is marked by n, but can often assimilate to other consonants. Nominative and accusative are not marked in the singular on nouns, but articles, adjectives, and possessive pronouns help to disambiguate in these cases. Personal pronouns also have some special forms for nominative, accusative, and dative. The following table shows some Erzgebirgisch nominal declension paradigms. Case number 3 Embag F child en nominative singular der Bondage S kind dative singular en bondage en kind accusative singular en bondage S kind nominative plural de beamdage de keine dative plural en beam enchen en kinnen accusative plural de beamdage de keine. For more information on articles, see below. In the following section, we'll be immersing ourselves in the captivating world of number. There are different ways to form the plural in Erzgebirgisch, a feature shared with Standard German. Next to the suffixes e, a, n and s, a wort can also be used. Some suffixes trigger umlaut. There are some nouns which differ in their plural marking between Erzgebirgisch and Standard German. E.g. Erzgebirgisch has n for nouns ending in the singular, where Standard German most often has umlaut. Examples: Northwestern dialect. Singular Erzg, singular Stig, plural Erzg, plural Stig, Glossfudchel, Vogelfudchel, individual birds, Nagelnchel, Nails, Modelnchen, Model, Enchen, girls, must, along with most and musts, kind, kinder, children, bug, park, s, parks, fus, fies, 5 feet, wagon, wagon, coaches. As we venture forward, let's examine articles in detail and gain a deeper appreciation for its significance. Erzgebirgisch distinguishes 3 kinds of articles: emphatic definite article, atonal definite article, indefinite article. The emphatic definite articles are used where Standard German would use dialects like diese and jene. The other 2 types closely resemble their Standard German counterparts. All articles agree in gender, number, and case with their head noun. The emphatic articles may also occur without a head noun and often replace the rarely used third-person personal pronouns. Erzgebirgisch has a negative indefinite article just like German, but the similarity to the positive indefinite article is less obvious. The Northwestern dialect has the following forms. Form: masculine, feminine, neuter, indefinite article, nominative singular, dative singular, n accusative singular, non stress definite article, nominative singular, de s dative singular, den accusative singular, den s nominative plural, de dative plural, n accusative plural, de stress definite article, nominative singular, dides dative singular, down accusative singular, down dides nominative plural, dative plural, dan an accusative plural, negative article, nominative singular, keen dative singular, keen accusative singular, keen nominative plural, keen dative plural, keen accusative plural, keen. The article n assimilates in place of articulation to the preceding consonant. It is meters before p, f, w, and meters and eng before k, g, or and eng. Examples. As we move forward, let's uncover the untold stories and fascinating intricacies of personal pronouns. Personal pronouns distinguish emphatic and atonal forms, just like articles. The emphatic forms are used to highlight a participant. They are free words, whereas the atonal forms are phonologically reduced clitics. There is no emphatic form for third-person personal pronouns. The emphatic forms of the definite article have to be used instead. To outsiders, this may often come across as impolite. Unlike nouns, personal pronouns distinguish both number and case. Person, number, gender, nominative, dative, accusative, emphatic personal pronouns 1. Person singular ich, my, mich 2. Person singular du, die, dike 3. Person singular meters. Da, don, down 3. Person singular f, die, da, die 3. Person singular ends, downs 1. Person plural my, uns 2. Person plural I kike 3. Person plural die, and die polite psi I and psi atonal personal pronouns 1. Person singular ich, mehr, mich 2. Person singular dedu, dikitsk 3. Person singular meters. NN3. Person singular SA3. Person singular NS1. Person plural mer unsuns 2. Person plural ikike 3. Person plural say and say polite say einen say. Pronouns with chavsh in the northwestern dialect. The atonal second person singular pronoun is do when it precedes a verb, and do when following. There are extra pronouns to express politeness, unlike German, which uses third person plural for this function. Examples. In this section, we'll be exploring possessive pronouns. Possessive pronouns agree in case, number, and gender with their head noun. Person genus singular plural 1. Person mean answer 2. Person dien ire 3. Person mask. Sign ire 3. Person fem. I 3. Person newt. Sign ire. Singular pronouns lose the n before another n or a suffix. First person plural loses the s everywhere but in the northwestern dialect. First and second person plural lose the e before a suffix starting with a vowel. Form masculine, feminine, neuter, nominative, singular, e dative, singular, n accusative, singular, n e nominative, plural, e dative, plural, n accusative, plural, e. This paradigm makes use of only 3 letters e, n, and r. Examples. Third-person pronouns make heavy use of the dative construction see above, just like nouns. Bull. 12 da fra ich die Tasche diese Frau the woman's bag. In the upcoming section, we'll be shining a light on prepositions. The following construction is found mainly in Western dialects, but also in Liechtenstein. 13 nie in der Steinin in der Stadt inwards in the town in die Stadt hinein inwards in the town. The canonic preposition n in is never deleted in Liechtenstein, but almost always in the Western dialects due to the more widespread dropping of n. This leads to the impression that ni is the preposition. One should also notice that goal of motion is encoded by the dative, and not by the accusative as in standard German. The motion component is expressed by ni. This construction is also found with many other prepositions, der Kirche and der Kirche, be der Kirche at the church. Moving on to the next segment, we have agreement. Adjectives agree with their head word in case, number, gender, and definiteness. A difference to standard German is the non-distinction of forms with indefinite article and forms without any article. Standard German, Erzgebirgisch English ter en schmuck dire en schmuck for expensive jewels, ein ter en ring dire en ring for an expensive ring. The following table lists all agreement suffixes for adjectives. Form masculine, feminine, neuter without article with indefinite article nominative singular es dative singular n accusative singular nes nominative plural e dative plural n accusative plural e with definite article nominative singular e dative singular n accusative singular e nominative plural n dative plural n accusative plural n. More examples. Now let's delve into the intricacies of comparison and explore its various aspects. The comparative is formed with the suffix a. The standard of comparison is marked with the preposition we. The superlative is obtained by adding. Agreement suffixes come after these suffixes. Examples. In the following section, we'll be immersing ourselves in the captivating world of verbs. The verb agrees in person and number with the subject of the sentence. This is true of both full verbs and auxiliaries. 2 tense aspects are morphologically distinguished, present tense and preterite. Use of the preterite is found almost exclusively with strong verbs, that is, verbs involving a wort. The other tenses are formed with auxiliaries, perfect, pluperfect, future I and future II. Perfect and preterite are used interchangeably. Pluperfect expresses anteriority in the past. Future I is mainly used for epistemic statements about past events. German, a word wohl wieder nicht dodgers sein. He has probably not attended again. In the next segment, we'll be exploring infinitive and participles and its implications for our subject matter. The infinitive and the present participle and the past participle are formed with the following affixes. Formspiel gesicht war Class weak strong irregular irregular irregulastig. Spielt sie Habword Ingel. Plago have become infinitive Spiel NGN Psi N Hem were N participle I Spiel NGN C and one participle I Spiel Digiging Eng was Eng Dig were N. Get ready for an exciting part as we dive into present tense. Erzgebirgisch distinguishes strong verbs involving ablaut and weak verbs without ablaut. Both classes take the same suffixes. The present tense can be used to refer to events in the present or future. Form Spiel gesi were class weak strong irregular. Spielt sie Habword Ingel. Plago have become one. Person singular Spiel gebei were 2. Person singular Spiels geest beist worst 3. Person singular Spiel dgd is d were d1. Person plural Spiel nc hem were n2. Person plural Spiel dcd d were d3. Person plural Spiel nc hem were n. The suffixes are sometimes assimilated to the stem, as can be seen from to have. With that being said, let's now move on to preterite. As mentioned above, the preterite form is only used with strong verbs. Weak verbs use the perfect instead. This is also gaining ground with strong verbs. Formation of the preterite does not always follow the same pattern as in Standard German, e.g. schmecken to taste is a weak verb in Standard German preterite schmeckt, but a strong verb is Erzgebirgisch present tense, schmecken preterite, with ablaut. Another verb which is weak in Standard German but strong in Erzgebirgisch is from Standard German fragen to ask, preterite Standard German fragt, asked. Agreement with the subject is indicated as follows. Form gesi were class strong irregularst. Sie have word ingel. Gobi have become one. Person singular jing were at word 2. Person singular jingst worst words 3. Person singular jing were d wordy 1. Person plural jing n were n word n2. Person plural jing d were d ed word ed 3. Person plural jing n were n word n. In this section, we'll be peeling back the layers of perfect, pluperfect to reveal its true essence. Perfect and pluperfect are construed with a finite form of their auxiliaries see and the past participle of the full verb. Examples. Get ready for an exciting exploration as we unravel the mysteries of future. 2 future tenses are distinguished. Future I is used for any reference time in the future. Future I has the meaning of future anterior. Future is formed with the auxiliary were Standard German werden. Future I adds the infinitive of the full verb. Future I the auxiliary see or have in the infinitive and the past participle of the full verb. Examples. Get ready for an enlightening exploration as we dig into subjunctive and understand its role in the broader context. Erzgebirgisch has a productive subjunctive for most of the auxiliaries and some other frequently used verbs. The form is derived from the preterite by ablaut. Other verbs have to use dun support in order to appear in the subjunctive. Form gesi were class strong irregularst. Sie have word ingel. Gobi have become one. Person singular ging war dod 2. Person singular gingst worst dodst 3. Person singular ging war d dod 1. Person plural ging en war en dod n2. Person plural ging d war d ed dod ed 3. Person plural ging en war en dod n. Now, let's shift our perspective and explore imperative from a different angle. The imperative is identical to first person present tense indicative. In order to obtain the plural imperative, d is suffixed to the singular form. Example. Moving forward, we'll be taking a closer look at passive. The passive is formed with the auxiliary were German werden and the past participle of the full verb. Example. With the groundwork laid, let's now examine a sample of Erzgebirgisch speech Liechtenstein dialect and its connections to our previous discussions. A sample of Erzgebirgisch speech Liechtenstein dialect. The time has come to unravel the secrets behind sample text and gain a deeper understanding. The following snippet contains the introduction and the first stanza of a wedding poem from Colossal 1759 and is written in the Oberhaus dialect. as ternime ein shooten in de kerk as a trag footprint a vugel teller vugel an hot baden krateleert eyes schon die 25. October 1759. Klasel kedrukt bei den Buttrucker Winderban. Translation. When Nehemiah led his bride to the church to marry her, a bird trapper brought birds and congratulated them. This happened on October 25 in 1759. Klostel, printed at the Wenderman printing house. Hello you all, you honourable men. Here comes the lad from far away. He has already taken the liberty, so he came in this time again. They have sometimes given him something to earn. I have nice birds. Do you want to have a look on them? Brace yourself for a deep dive into lexicon as we explore its impact and relevance in our evolving narrative. Like all dialects, Erzgebirgisch has some words which are difficult to grasp for outsiders. These include contractions of long words, but also some words are known to other dialects or even other subdialects of the same lineage. In this section, we'll be peeling back the layers of verbs to reveal its true essence. Erzgebirgisch has many onomatopoetic verbs, see also Isusanka. Due to the high precipitation in all mountains, many different verbs for different kinds of rain or drizzle exist. In the next phase, we'll be immersing ourselves in the realm of other words and exploring its real-world applications. Like many other German dialects, Erzgebirgisch is rich in adverbs, like the notorious "the," whose use is extremely complex and needs further research. It appears in commands Giffy wag, go away, but also in affirmations strengthy, it's raining, by the way. In the upcoming section, we'll be dissecting interjections and exploring its implications in greater detail. The interjections used in Erzgebirgisch differ considerably from the standard German ones. The language area being dominated by mining, some linguistic patterns peculiar to this business have attained general usage, like the salute glig off, glock off. English does not have a specialized form to affirm negative questions, unlike French see, Dutch or German doch. Erzgebirgisch uses adieu, or sometimes adieu, doch, in these contexts, for the negation of a question expecting a positive answer. Neen is used. This interjection is also used to express surprise, albeit with a different intonation. Get ready to uncover the mysteries surrounding grammars and other linguistic publications as we navigate its intriguing terrain. Oswin Botke, Der Satzbau der Erzgebirgischen Mundart, Leipzig 1904. An analysis of the syntax. Erich Borkers, Sprach und Gründungsgeschichte der Erzgebirgischen Kolonie im Oberharz, Marburg 1929. Grammar of the Upper Harz variety. As we progress through this video, let's now turn our gaze towards other literature. Troord Susanka, wie meerdrum get hom. Unser Mundart im Bezirk Dupper. Verlegde Kodiner Heimatbriefs, Bayreuth no year, no ISBN. Collection of words, phrases, poems, and short stories of the southern variety formerly spoken in the Sudetenland. Stay connected and join our community by subscribing and following me on other platforms.